Hello, everyone. This is Sales for Breakfast, and I'm your host, Michelle Terpstra. I am so excited to jump in today and talk about tackling your fears and the unknowns when you are ready to scale with a sales team. As a reminder, I'm Michelle Terpstra, and I am the founder and CEO of the Startup Sales Leadership Institute, where we help startups just like you build and scale with sales teams. I am so excited to talk with you today about the steps that are necessary to get out of being in the weeds, being the only person selling in your organization. If you're joining me live or you're catching the replay, I would love to know right now if it's been on your mind for a while about what it would look like, feel like, and do for your business to hire your first or next A-team sales member. So I want to talk about I want to actually speak to the fears around hiring your first salesperson. Okay. So the number one fear that I hear, and when I'm talking about the number one fear I hear, the people that I'm talking to have a startup, a small business, and they are selling their offer consistently. They are hitting multiple 6, 7 figures in their business. They have leads coming in, likely more leads than they're even capable themselves of converting. Okay. And sitting there spending 20, 30 hours a week doing sales for their organization. And when that happens, it becomes difficult for that founder, that CEO to stay in the visionary role and drive the ship to its next level. There's only so much you can do, only so much you can sell when it's just you. Okay. And when that starts to happen and those feelings start to boil up, usually the natural response is, wow, if I hire a salesperson, will they be able to convert at the same level that I can? Will they be a good representation of my brand? How do I quality control if I'm not the person making all of the sales? Will they make an offer to the wrong person? Will I be able to still ensure that I'm working with only my dream clients? All of these thoughts start to come to the mind, right? And what it does is it completely overwhelms our nervous system. And you may start Googling how to hire my next salesperson or how to build a sales department for my organization. And you're going to get a bunch of fluff and a lot of different answers. And in my experience over the last few years, hiring and training sales teams for my clients, I realized that there were a sequence of key elements that absolutely had to be included in an organization's effort in order to launch a successful sales team and grow that successful sales team and see consistent conversions. And 100% of the time, if someone hires me, and I come into their organization to audit what they're doing with an existing sales team or as they prepare, if they miss one of these elements I'm going to talk about today, you are set up for failure. And an interesting observation I made is when I was working for really large companies, when I was a salesperson myself years and years and years ago, there was only one organization that ever trained me properly. One. And as I look back at that experience, I'm like, wow. And guess what? That one organization's Thomson Reuters, massive company. What they did is when they hire their sales team members, they get shipped out to corporate training headquarters in New York for 2 weeks. And you have to learn the products. They do not teach you how to sell because they only hire the top salespeople. They teach you how to sell their stuff. That is a huge differentiator when it comes to hiring an A-team salesperson. So I don't want you hiring someone who doesn't have sales experience or is a rising star or doesn't know a lot of things, and you're going to have to train them not only how to sell your products, but to sell in general. That's not who I want for your organization, and that's not who you should hire. There are plenty of qualified, highly skilled sales professionals that you can hire tomorrow, train to sell your products and see the success if you follow my formula. Now, when I was out there in New York learning how to sell Thomson Reuters products, and I sold to the C-suite of large organizations that have a tax department and also large CPA firms. It was a tax research software and tool. And when I was being trained on this, I wish I still had the training manual. I might actually have it somewhere. I should go through all of my stuff. It was like this thick, okay? No joke. And every day we went through one section at a time to understand exactly how to position ourselves against the competition, how to present, how to find gaps in their tax research, the risks, everything. I mean, it was so well done. And I was there with multiple other new hires. I mean, there's the sales team is a staff of hundreds and hundreds, right? And so we went through this experience, and I've never felt so empowered as an employee to go out and freaking crush it. And my territory at the time was Southern California and Hawaii. And I was engaged to my now husband. I didn't have any kids yet. And it was so much fun to be able to go to Hawaii every 6 weeks. I still remember there was this adorable hotel right in Honolulu called the Modern, and I would stay there. And it was like my go-to place. It was super cute. I would do paddleboarding after I was done working for the day. I would go to Duke's for drinks. If anybody listening right now who has done those things in Honolulu, like please let me know in the comment section. It was so much fun. And I actually ended up making friends with other professionals that traveled to Hawaii frequently for business as well. So then we coordinated our trips. It was awesome. Yes, Celine, Hawaii for work. It was amazing, right? So this organization just really set me up for success. And I ended up becoming the new hire mentor, which means that I was additionally compensated when new hires came in for me to support them so they could achieve their goals. And I thought it was such an incredible program. And I never forgot the lessons that I learned at Thomson Reuters because I was never trained the same way ever again. And to be quite frank, I was never as successful as Thomson Reuters at the velocity, right? So when you hire someone, you want them to take off and hit their numbers immediately. And in order to do so, you cannot expect them to know how to sell your products. You have to teach them how to sell your products. You also need to manage them and teach them and support them and really step into sales leadership. But you can take those 30 hours you're spending selling right now and break it down to just 5 of mentoring an entire scalable sales team. And now you've saved 25 hours per week, right? Because what if today I said, hey, if I can get you 100 appointments per week on your calendar using appointment setters, could you take them? And the answer would be no. The answer would be no, because it's only you selling. Now, if we had a team of sales professionals working for you, you could. Now imagine if you close 20 or 30% of those. I mean, you are already tripling your revenue. This is so crucial, and I am so passionate about it. And I'm also one to love awards. So I create awards for my clients as well, but I want to share with you. So this is one of the awards I got when I was working for Thomson Reuters, as you can see. Okay. And it was for appreciation of your contributions for 127% of quota. And let's see what this one is, 116% of territory value and 44 competitive knockouts. I mean, if you're listening to this and you love business growth and sales, I mean, I should get some applause in the comment section right now, okay? The reason why I bring this up is I was able to take over this territory and be super successful because I was properly trained and supported. And I also remember my manager, the best manager ever, Barbara, if you're listening to this, hi. She was amazing and really supported me and made sure that I understood how to be successful in this role. And we even did yoga together. Like, it was awesome. And that was by far one of my best sales jobs. And so as I stepped into owning my own company, and I've helped over 500 businesses in 3 years be more successful with sales, which is an incredible honor. But something that I noticed when I was helping with the sales team part of my business and helping people hire their sales team or increase the conversion rate of their sales team, what I realized is that 99% of the time, that organization was missing the mark on one of these key areas. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into what the Startup Sales Leader Academy looks like so that you can see the steps that you need to take in order to build that amazing sales team that can help you truly scale your revenue. Now, I'm going to jump into this program, but I want to say that you can listen in and you can follow along, and I'm giving you all of the strategy. I am not holding back. So you can go and do it on your own, or you can snag one of the few spots that I have left of when we start in April. And that means you hire your first sales team member by summer. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in and I will share this with you. Hey, Chad, thanks for jumping in. All right. So we're going to go ahead, like I said, and jump into what it would look like to be part of the founding crew that's going to be going through Startup Sales Leadership Academy. And once again, the reason why I created this is over the last 3 years, working one-to-one with so many organizations to help them either increase the conversion rate of their sales team or hire their sales team. This is what I realized everyone needs. And this will become, mark my words, the gold standard for every startup and small business to take before hiring their sales team. Let's go ahead and jump in. So first of all, the number one thing that you need to be concerned with before hiring your first sales team member is mapping out your sales strategy, okay? So the reason why this is incredibly important is that you have to remember, in order for that salesperson to be successful, you have to be able to systemize your sales process. And if it's not systemized, it's very difficult to hand off and to teach someone. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is understand, like, not just what the client journey is, which oftentimes is very similar to a sales map, but what does that map look like? Like, how many opportunities will you have to sell to that same client over and over again? Right? What products are available? What continuity is available? Because you want to earn MRR. This is absolutely crucial for a couple of reasons. One is that your business is only as valuable as your MRR. So if you ever plan to sell or to ask for additional money to grow, you need to show MRR, number one. Okay. Two, it's going to keep your sales team really happy to know that they have the opportunity not just to sell into a front end product, but to continue the relationship and continue selling to that same client over and over again. It is 11 times more expensive to get a new client than it is to sell to an existing. And I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section right now on MRR and if your business is currently set up that way. And if it's not, do not fear. I am an offer genius. I'm a product genius. I have created hundreds and hundreds, and it's actually a lot simpler than you think. And it's also not very complicated to take a beautiful front end product and create continuity. Is it required for you to hire your first salesperson to have continuity or other products? Absolutely not. But I'm still going to work with you in this stage to make sure that you have locked this in and that you have the ability to be evaluated at least 3x your revenue. So the next thing that we need to cover, and I had such a passionate conversation with my friend Tracy the other day about this, and I love getting asked this question: how much should I compensate my sales team? And I say, well, what is your profit margin of the products that you sell? And usually I get the response back, well, I need to think about that, right? The reason why this is crucial is that the number one mistake I see with compensating reps is that you're literally pulling a number out of a hat. You're like, to be competitive, I need like a 20% commission, a 4-figure base, and it just gets all complicated. Or I'm going to pay them per commission, per product. And I'm like, great, how are you deriving at that number? And it is crucial that we not only look at how we can be competitive in terms of attracting talent, right? But we also need to make sure it's in alignment for you to maintain and grow your profit margins. And that might mean increasing product prices in order to accommodate for paying a sales team. This is totally normal and it can be really easy. But what you have to do is build out your sales organization, your sales department, and listen, every sales department is going to look different because every business is different, okay? And this is also a big mistake that I see. And what I see is organizations saying, oh my gosh, I need more appointments, or I need more closing, or a combination of both, or whatever it can be. And what happens is these business owners go directly out and they hire a company that places closers, manages the closers, does all of these things. And they're like, yeah, we can help you. And the problem is that your business isn't set up for that. If you want to hire an agency after you work with me to do all of these things, or you do all of these things on your own first, fine. But please do not go out there and source those types of closers, those types of sales professionals without doing every single step that is on this presentation. It is absolutely crucial, and I just don't want to see you fail hiring and scaling with a sales team. Okay. So, what does your sales department need to look like? Do you have appointment setters, SDRs, closers, field reps, only inside sales? What does the funnel look like? All of these things. How much do you pay these people? There are so many questions that need to be answered, and it is 100% doable in a very streamlined and efficient way. Okay. All right, so the next thing is roles, goals, and controls. I really, really love that title. I had some help creating that one. It's pretty good, right? And so what this is, roles, goals, and controls, is now taking, right, the sales map and our sales department design. And the cool thing about having the sales department design is that you don't have to hire all the positions at once. We actually put them in order for hiring and when it's appropriate to make hires for additional roles, which is really cool because this will grow with you. Okay. Now, roles, goals, and controls is combining those two, like I said, and making sure that you have the right KPIs that matter to track success. This is crucial. I do not want you bleeding because you accidentally made a bad hire or you did your best to make a hire and it didn't work out. They must hit numbers. If they do not hit numbers, they are fired. That is it. This is not one of those positions where you have time or the money or the ability to wait to see if someone's going to figure it out. That's why we're hiring people who are great at sales already. And all we need to do is teach them how to sell your product and be successful as the front of your business in sales. Okay. It's so, so crucial. So we need to have a system for simple scorecards. Anyone that's familiar with the EOS system, because that's a really, really popular one out there for scorecards. So my system is similar to that. It is really, really easy to keep track of success using it. And it also puts the onus and the responsibility back on the rep, because the last thing you want is to have to micromanage your sales team. You will want to stab your eyes out. It will be painful and they won't be as successful as they want. So what we want to do is teach them autonomous management, self-leadership. How can they be accountable for their own goals, know what to do when they're missing goals, right? And show up ready, prepared for meetings to talk with you, the sales leader in the organization. Okay, so the next thing is making your offer irresistible and sellable. Now, you might be saying, but Michelle, it already is. I'm rocking and rolling. This is the deal, though. It is irresistible and sellable, most likely because you, as the founder of the organization, are freaking awesome at selling it and you know the ins and outs of everything, right? But how much of that can you document on paper and communicate to someone who's going to sell on your behalf? This is actually really, really hard. And if you don't do it, then it's going to be really, really hard for someone to sell for you. So the cool thing is I know exactly how to do this, make it super easy, and we can get it rocking and rolling so that your reps are set up for the same success that you've been able to have for your business. Okay, so the next thing is we need to talk about the art of lead gen, qualification, and prospecting. I do not want you hiring someone who only knows how to take warm leads and convert them. So if somebody shows up on their calendar and they wake up and they're like, oh, great, I have a qualified lead on my calendar. The organization spent $200 to $500 to get them on my calendar. I'm going to sit there with my coffee and easily close this person. Well, that's cool. But what happens if the quality of the calls go down, or if you as the owner have a little bit of dip in being able to book calls on the calendar? This is why it's crucial that you build your sales department so that your sales department can support you, even if The lead flow you're currently depending on does not stay consistent over time, and they need to fill in the gaps. The art of prospecting, qualification, and lead gen is crucial for your team to understand. So we make it really simple for them. We say, hey, welcome to my organization. This is how you lead gen, qualify, and prospect. Go get rocking because you're required to manage a pipeline. Okay. It's really that simple, but you have to hire for this skill set though. And so make sure you're screening for it. Okay. Next thing here is customizing your personal CRM and sales HQ. So, like I said earlier, it is basically impossible for you to measure success without a CRM and a dashboard and stats and all of the things that you need. So, if you're like a lot of my clients who are just starting to think about, hiring their sales team, the first question that comes up is like, whoa, how do I set up my CRM, my pipelines? Like, a lot of this is in my head, or I write it down, or I do have a pipeline, but like, I don't know if it's built for a sales team. These are great questions. Let's get it working, because you as the sales leader, which I define as managing a sales team, right, needs to know how to access important data, how to input the correct data, how to track properly and see the success your team is having, or identify the gaps that you need to support them in order to overcome and achieve their quotas. All right. So the next thing up here is creating your custom branded sales university. This is 100% the make or break of everything. Everything. This is so incredibly important. Now, when I told you the story about Thomson Reuters and how I went to New York and I had this giant binder I had to learn from, essentially it's a digital version of the giant binder, and it is an absolute non-negotiable. You 100% have to have this set up so that when the sales team member joins your organization, they have the material to go through. That's a combination of you mentoring them through the material and self-study. If you don't have this set up, you're going to waste so much time in one-to-one mentoring. You won't know what to say. It won't be consistent. It won't be scalable. The rep will not have the success that you want. I am 100% confident in this, and I will tell you that 98% of businesses don't do this. And this is why it is so hard to be successful when you're launching your sales department and starting to build it. This is the number one mistake that I see. Number one mistake. You can prevent the mistake by having your own training university. It is so crucial. And, I have had the pleasure of going into some incredible organizations that are well-oiled machines. Their success, and every single time they tell me they have a successful sales team, they're converting at a great level. They're just ready to take it to the next level. And every single time without fail, they have this. They have this. This is such a non-negotiable, and I'm so excited to teach you how to do this. There are a lot of very important sections to this, and it is absolutely crucial you include all of them. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to talk about is the hiring process, okay? The hiring process is crucial. You're going to take what we created earlier together, your vision for your sales department, make sure you make the appropriate hires in the appropriate order, all right? And that you stick to your revenue milestones or other milestones that we pick before you make your additional hire, okay? The reason why this is so important is that we want to scale smart, okay? We are not here in a fight or flight mode. We are here to be strategic, calm, and successful. Okay. Now, when you're hiring your first A-team sales professional, it is absolutely crucial that you systemize your hiring process and that you're screening not just for like, oh, great, you've been wonderful at sales, but what about grit, resiliency, endurance, emotional intelligence? This is actually what will determine the long-term success of whom you hire. And so inside here, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. I'm going to give you my scorecards, my interview questions, where I find the best performing reps. And the cool thing is that at this stage, you can absolutely explore utilizing a headhunter, a recruiter, paying for job ads, going out to a closer's agency or a sales agency. You can absolutely consider all of those options. But I will tell you that the best performing reps that I have seen come from a referral, okay? Come from a referral of somebody in that person's community. So we always send out an email to our list. We post on social media that we're hiring because these referrals can be extremely powerful. But let me yield this with caution. Just because it's a referral does not mean you hire them. Don't just hire a friend. You have to go through the interview process and do it right to identify the best candidates. Do not take shortcuts. You will absolutely regret it. Okay. So now you've got your person, you've hired them. Oh my gosh, that must feel freaking amazing, right? And the reason why it feels amazing is now that you're truly able to scale with a sales team, which is absolutely incredible. Okay. And I really want this for you. So if you have a product you're selling and it is just rocking, you're so proud of it, and you are consistently converting on your own sales calls, and you are ready to take it to the next level and hire your first team member, or a lot of times people actually come to me because they tried to hire or they have someone right now and it's not working out. So we can fix that. We can absolutely fix it. And the really, really cool thing about Startup Sales Leadership Academy is that for just this time, so we start April 24th, we're done by Labor Day, and you have a summer with a sales team, which means you can spend more time doing whatever you want, right? You can actually reserve your spot right now for just $500. The total investment is just $5K. Next time this comes out and it's available, I'm looking at pricing it at $25,000. So now is the time. I'm already 40% sold out. There is absolutely no reason, if you think a sales team is in your future over the next 6 months, you need to do this right now, because this is the number one way you will be positioned for success. And I cannot wait to help support you. Now, if you're saying, yeah, Michelle, I don't really know, I'm not quite sure, that's okay. You can book a call with me. You can send me a DM. You can email me. You can comment here. There's a million things we can do. Okay. So if you're not sure, just let me know. Okay. And the other thing that's really important to talk about right now, and I want to close this back up with the topic that we just discussed right now, which is the fears. It is normal to be scared of this process. It is normal to wonder if it will be successful. And I am here to tell you that it can be successful, and I want to help you get there. Okay. So I support you. I adore you. And if you listened and you're ready to work with me, I cannot wait to see you. And if not, if now's not the time, that is okay too. Just send me a note and ask me whatever questions that you have. So with that being said, I'll make sure that the links for the program, for the syllabus, to talk to me are posted across all platforms, since this is streaming everywhere. And I can't wait to talk to you all next time. And now the rest of my day will be with one of my clients. I'm helping her hire a few salespeople right now. So the rest of my day is going to be in interviews. So let me know what the rest of your day looks like, and I can't wait to chat.